Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thanks so much for listening. Today, President Trump and Steve Bannon exchange harsh words. There's a computer chip security flaw that affects, well, everyone. And InNOut has its first new menu item in 15 years. All that and much, much more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Thursday, January 4th. You ready? Let's do this. President Trump says Steve Bannon, quote, not only lost his job, he lost his mind. Yes, that was an official statement about his former senior strategist and someone President Trump used to call a friend. Why? Well, the Wall Street Journal reports some excerpts from an upcoming book written by someone else quote Steve Bannon saying some harsh words about the president and his family members. Apparently, Bannon said the president had a hard time following complex topics, and he called his daughter Ivanka Trump dumb. The Guardian reports Bannon also called a controversial meeting with a Russian lawyer in 2016, quote, treasonous. The White House says it's all ridiculous, and the president's statement downplays any role Steve Bannon had while working for him. President Trump's former campaign chairman, who is charged with federal crimes now, is suing the guy who filed the charges, special counsel Robert Mueller. So let's back up for a moment. Mueller is that special prosecutor in charge of investigating any possible ties with the Trump campaign and Russia. That investigation is still going on, by the way. Paul Manafort is Trump's former campaign chairman, now facing charges like tax fraud and money laundering. He pleaded not guilty. The Hill reports Manafort and his lawyers are now suing Mueller, saying the investigation went too far, beyond the time period Mueller actually has the authority to look into. They're also suing the guy who appointed Mueller to be the special counsel in the first place. I'm sure this will not be the last time we hear about this lawsuit. Two new Democrats are now part of the Senate. They got sworn in yesterday. One, Doug Jones. He's now officially Senator Jones. Remember, he's the guy who won the special election in Alabama, beating out Roy Moore. Moore had been accused of molesting underage girls, so the race got national attention. And because Jones takes the spot of a Republican in the Senate, it means Republicans have one less majority vote. Also, the Washington Post reports Democrat Tina Smith was sworn in as well. She's taking the place of another Democrat, Al Franken of Minnesota. Remember, Franken resigned because several women accused him of unwanted sexual advances. All right, so time to clarify something. There isn't really a nuclear button on President Trump's desk. Remember from yesterday's episode, we talked about how first North Korea's leader said he had a nuclear button on his desk, and then President Trump said his nuclear button is bigger. Well, several reports are now clarifying that neither one likely has an actual button to push to launch a nuclear strike. It's a bit more complicated. One expert told USA Today it can still happen pretty fast. A U.S. president can give the order and have nuclear weapons launching in about 15 minutes. But it would need to go through some procedures, like President Trump talking about it with some advisors and identifying himself to military personnel with specific codes. Of course, we don't know a ton about how North Korea's process works, but we can assume it's pretty new, so experts say it's probably less sophisticated. All right, other things people may be talking about today. Get ready for a winter storm to bring blizzard conditions to the Northeast. Remember yesterday, Florida and parts of the Southeast got hit with some snow and ice, fairly rare for them. And today, it's moving north and getting stronger. The New York Times says some meteorologists even call this storm a bomb cyclone because the air pressure drops really fast and the strong winter storm intensifies quickly. It can also be called a less formal winter hurricane. And if you're traveling, beware of flight cancellations in the Northeast. So there's apparently a security flaw that could affect, almost every computer, including cell phones. CNBC reports companies are now scrambling to provide updates to fix these issues. The security flaw could allow hackers to steal information stored in the memory of some computer chips. At this point, no one is sure if hackers have actually taken advantage of this flaw, but it's a concern because so many computers could be at risk. Also, the company Intel is admitting it's known about this issue for months and says the industry was planning to reveal it this week. At this point, all you can really do is download the updates or security patches when they're released. 5G is coming to a city near you. Reuters reports AT&T plans to launch 5G, or fifth-generation mobile network service, in a dozen U.S. cities by the end of this year. Digital Trends reports Verizon has also said in the past that it plans to roll out an initial version of 5G sometime in 2018. 5G should make your cell phone faster than the 4G networks available now. People on social media have gotten a kick out of this one. You know Coolio's song, Gangsta's Paradise? Well, it's pronounced gangsta, not gangster. And a Jeopardy contestant learned that the hard way. He thought he got the answer right, but judges ended up coming back and saying, nope, he mispronounced the word by saying gangster. Apparently, there are 2 separate Oxford Dictionary entries for the 2 words. The contestant lost that round, but he came back and still won overall. InNOut fans, get ready. There's a new menu item. The first new menu item in more than a decade. It's an 8-ounce cup of hot cocoa, at least in some locations. Of course, if you're not familiar with InNOut, it's famous for its burgers, fries, and shakes, and now hot chocolate. And that's it for the news, but I do have a quick announcement for you. In 1 week, so next Thursday, January 11th, I'm starting a new mini interview segment called 3 Question Thursdays. It'll be every other Thursday, and just like the name implies, it's 3 questions to experts about a variety of interesting news-related topics. Of course, it comes after the day's news, so you'll still get your typical episode of The Newsworthy. This will be an added bonus a couple times a month. So be sure to tune in next week to check it out for the first time, and let me know what you think. For now, you can read more about the stories we talked about today on thenewsworthy.com. Just click episodes and today's date. The Newsworthy is ready to go every weekday by 4 a.m. Eastern Time. So we will chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.